When the hour hand strokes 9, then you know it is time for Issues at Hand. Thank you for joining us today. My name is Bruno Edgar, and this is Issues at Hand, proudly brought to you by Protea Hotel Marriott Entebbe. And we are tackling a very big issue today, especially for those of us who are dwellers in Kampala, either by way of work or by way of domicile. So thank you for joining us. Now, my guest for today is a resident city commissioner here in Kampala, and she is Mrs. Amina Lukanga. Thank you for joining us here on Issues at Hand.
Thank you.
You are very welcome.
Thank you.
Now, we have heard so much about the Smart City campaign, so I would like you to give us an insight on what this Smart City campaign is, so that we understand what the plan is and how this campaign is going to be implemented. Because when it comes to the Smart City campaign, there are a lot of sectors that are affected. Then we have the border riders, we have the street hawkers and vendors. So we want to understand what is this campaign and how is it going to bring change to this city.
All right, thank you. Hello, Kampala, my people, Uganda. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. God is good.
God is good.
All right, and then all the time?
All the time, and that's His mercy. Wow.
I'm about to learn. I think I'm a good learner if I'm able to. Otherwise, well done. Smart City campaign, it's not all about that, wow, is it going to be implemented? It's already going on. It's being implemented. By the time I came into office, it was already launched, and I think it's doing well. You can also, Kampala at least has a breathing space. You can move on the streets of Kampala and feel in the city.
So what is the Smart City campaign to begin with?
The Smart City campaign, I think it's a program that is aimed at seeing our city very smart, clear, as in real, seeing a city that is real, fits that word that it's a city. No, not really a town, not really a village, as you can also confirm and see. Before you'd move, find vendors or cars, borders parking on pavements, people putting food on the streets, cooking from there. So really would feel say that this is a capital city for the country. And I must tell you, at least you can also witness. I've moved from down there. It's only that it was jam, but would not hit people on the street, hit people carrying food and so on. And it makes our lives easier and work more comfortable and convenient for us.
So the Smart City campaign was as a result of a disorganization in the city, especially since this is our capital city here in Uganda. So the idea is to make Kampala look like a capital city.
Yeah, sure.
And so what are the plans that are in place right now when it comes to the Smart City campaign? What is KCCA, what is the Resident City Commission doing when it comes to the Smart City campaign in the different sectors?
I don't believe in KCCA, in Resident City Commissioner, in police. No, I believe in all of us, the people who work in Kampala, because it's me, it's you, it's the other person. When we say we want a smart city, I'm very sure you also want a smart city. You want to see a beautiful city. You want to see a working area that is convenient for everyone. If you're coming to the market, you're moving fast and clearly. If you're going to the hospital, if you're going anywhere, the city is clean. So it's not necessarily KCCA or the Resident City Commissioner or the police. It's the people. For us, we just lead and we give the backup. But the people must do it themselves. If we said, please let workers get out of the streets, we don't need to come and force you. We don't need to come and put too much pressure, because it's also yours. So I always believe in people putting on their hands. So it's not only KCCA, not Resident City Commissioner, not anyone enforces, but all of us.
Yes, it's a job of everyone, but of course RCC and the likes of KCCA are there in terms of leadership. You brought a point of the hawkers, for instance. Now these hawkers and vendors are not doing their work on the city because they want to disorganize the city, but it's because they are looking for, especially since we have a high unemployment rate in Uganda, they are looking for work. They are looking for a way of surviving, and one of the ways is selling something on the streets. So, of course, we remember KCCA came to chase them out. What is the plan right now when it comes to hawkers and vendors?
No, actually, if you're looking for employment, if you're looking for survival, there's no guarantee that you have to go to the streets. You have to go to the verandas of shops and then put there your basket of tomatoes, put there your bunch of matoke, that because you're looking for employment. We have gazetted areas. However, they may not be enough. But of course, KCC and I and the government, we are planning for where to put these people. But still let them go and utilize those places. We have the markets. We have 16 markets in Kampala. We have, recently we have just gotten their land in Kalere. I think you've been following. So it's not about that wherever you want something to do, you have to go and do it from the streets. You're inconveniencing others. You're conveniencing people. You are coming to your stations to work. People, you go and put your food in front of someone's shop. When a client comes by mistake, they hit your tomatoes, begin shouting. I mean, you can't bring your tomatoes, you can't bring your maize, you can't bring foodstuffs on streets that you're looking for survival. No, I don't. That is unacceptable, and I really ask and request our people out there just understand. We must find ways of how we can survive.
But on the issue of gazetted areas, you've mentioned markets, but we have seen a lot of hulabaloo about some of the markets, about how they don't have enough space, about how there's a contention as far as the leadership of some of these markets is concerned. And so if these street vendors cannot fit in the gazetted areas and they cannot find space in markets, where do you expect them to go?
And now you see you're mixing two things. You're mixing the market spaces and leadership. Leadership has nothing to do with the spaces. And actually that's why we decided to bring markets back to the government, because we would find one person having 3 spaces, 5 spaces. You rent it out at a high price. This actually forces people out of markets to go on the streets. So we decided the markets to come back to the government. So spaces are there. However, they are not big, like I said. There are not many for us, but we can utilize them. But literally, Ugandans, you have this thing. For us, we want this. You want to find it more easy for you. Instead of letting these clients come to the markets, you want to find them on the streets. You want these clients, since as someone gets out of the shop, instead of slowing to the market, you want to bring the tomatoes in front of the shop. So we are working on that, getting more spaces for them, buying for them land. Of course, we can't tell them get out of streets when we have no plans for them. KCCA, as a lead agency, is working on it. Like I've said, we have just gotten a land for them in Kalere. We have space in Chiseka Market, recent where I went and visited. We are also planning to have some be put there. So we are working on them really. We have Usafi. Usafi has some issues that we are working on. Of course, you see, being it located in the lower part of Kampala with floods and everything, with the inconvenience of the road that is being constructed. But we are finding all ways to see that our people survive. And I must assure you that if we are going to work on you, we want to see you develop.
Definitely, and now that's very important, because when it comes to the smart city campaign, it does not just mean the organization of the city, but a city that's organized and even organized economically, so that the people who are dwellers in the city and who do business in the city can thrive. And that's on the street of hawkers and vendors. But then we have the plight of border operators. Now we have seen that the census of border riders has recently concluded, but so now the question is, what is the plan moving forward, especially since there's a bit of contention, because there was a registration process that was carried out by by the RCC
Ministry of Works.
and the Ministry of Works, and now it seems like there's going to be another registration process carried out by KCCA. How do the two, are they the same? So how is that going to happen? Because these are two registration processes, and the border operators need to go through it again.
Anyway, the registration is not yet done. We added them 16 days, and 6 are done. We are remaining with today. Now we are remaining with 9 days. I don't know. I think it's the English words, the census and the registration, but I think it's the same thing. Okay?
Is it? Because according to reports,
when we register, actually we are getting to know how many are here. Now, when you get to know how many are, isn't that census?
so what was the need for the census then?
Like I said, they are just words, and I must tell you, those who registered, those who say that registered in the first place, you are not registering again. In the first place, we are registering manually with the forms, but this time around, KCC improved it. They are doing it digital. So those who registered first will go bring your forms, entered in the system, and then you're called to come back and verify, because someone's handwriting is a bit different with the other who will put in. If they will say, for example, someone wants to write Lukanga, maybe he reads it wrongly and he puts Lukaga. So they will tell me, Lukanga, come and verify, is this the information that we've put in that is rightly for you? So members, we are not registering again. For those who didn't register, go and register, because at the end of the day, we need to know you. We need to organize your business. You need to organize this transport industry, because I must tell you, border makes it easy for us. When there's jam, you want to hurry up, it's a bit cheaper, So I must tell you, borders are good for us. However, they also have issues within the organization. You have seen very many assassinations that have been led by, should I say, the borders? It's a motorbike. So we don't know, are they the border that is on business? Is it border that these terrorists are using to kill us? Therefore, but if you know you're registered, you have all your information, somehow, somewhere we shall reduce risks that we get to the borders, and they will become more disciplined. You see, this border man, because he knows he's not registered anywhere, he's not known anywhere, he comes and knocks you and runs away. But if they have details in the system and the cameras are following me, if someone took a pic of my border and it's entered in the system, they'll get to know that this is Lukanga that has done this. So there is a lot that is going to be done after the registration, and so I will encourage each and everyone. Actually, this program is not only in Kampala, it's countrywide. But when Kampala will begin with something, it's for the whole country.
So the whole country, and hopefully what a lot of people from the members of the public and many border operators who are looking for is clarity on the process in terms of, now that the census is ongoing and the census and registration is ongoing, what then follows after that?
If you registered on the form of Ministry of Works, go to KCCA or go to those centers that were located in your area, do the update, because KCC is now doing it digital. For Ministry of Works, we are doing it manually on the forms, and then you must know it's free of charge. No coin that should be paid for you to register. I repeat it, no coin, no monies that is involved in this process.
And so after that, do they wait then to be told the areas where they will be
definitely
operating?
Everything will go step by step. After the registration, this is how now KCC will come in, know how many are they, how many stages do we need in Kampala, how do we gazette them, how many should be on each stage, because of course you see now how it is in Kampala. Every corner is a stage. Every corner is a stage on pavements, on corners, in petrol stations, on hospitals. Everywhere it's a border stage. We need to regulate these things. We must make it look an employment system for some sector for some Ugandans, because it's a business that is managed by at least a number of young people. At least if you fail anything, you can't have a border. So I must tell you, we must organize it. We must have control over it. We must. And I call upon these border people, you come on board. Let's work with you. You guide us, because this is your business. You know it better. You know it best than us. For us, we're just there to guide you. You tell us, this is how we think it should be done. Then we shall bring in our legal mind. We shall bring in our technical guidance, such that you fit in, work well within your area when you're really comfortable.
Oh, definitely, and we hope that as border operators, you can work together with RCC, with KCC, and other relevant stakeholders to ensure that the process is smooth, you're registered, and that so that KCC and RCC and all the other authorities can start planning for your operations, especially when it comes to the gazetted areas. Now, talking about areas that need that may not need gazetting here in Kampala, we are talking about those areas that have a lot of I recently learned that it's not street children, it's children in street situations. So we have an undergoing problem of street children in Kampala, and KCC is fighting their hardest to fight this problem, but it continues to rear its head. And so what is your take on street children here in Kampala?
Actually, not only street children, we now have street mothers, we have street men, we have mad people. The whole city is full of, you can't even differentiate who is who. But everything has a beginning and an end, and everything has a cause. These people don't bring themselves on streets because they come as far as from Karamoja. So you can't tell me those kids you see there, they put themselves in the lorries and the buses and they brought themselves. We have come to realize that there are people. Actually, it's a business. Someone invests into it, goes, brings these kids, puts them on the street, and they have terms and conditions under which they work in. So we are not only tapping the street kids on the streets physically that you're seeing, we are also getting those people that bring them. And when you're got, my dear brother and sister who's there, stand warned, you'll pay for all what we've gone through. You see how we suffer when we are getting these kids. They run, they throw themselves in the car, they make all sorts of things because they want to resist. But my brothers and sisters who are behind this business, stand warned. Those who shelter them, they have shelters. I was told they are called buses. It's down there. If you reach there, my brother, you can't believe that someone wakes up in the morning, plans, get money, invest in such a business. I mean, people are inhuman. People are no longer. I'm told we are created in the image of God. I don't know, but really.
What are some of the terms and conditions that you can share with us that some of these children work under?
Of course, when we get to you, we'll charge you. We'll charge you as the law states. We shall put you inside. And you also who give these kids money on the streets. Also, we have a law that will get you. You encourage them. The baby comes on your car, you give the money to the baby, you think that money is going to help that very kid, but someone's just standing across to go and pick this money from this baby. So you also help us, like I said, be part of us, be part of this program. Me, I just want to feel like all Ugandans, wherever we bring a project, any plan, any development, you're part of Ugandans, you're part of us, actually Ugandans.
But how can that happen? Because it seems, that's a very good point actually, because it seems that there is a gap between a government and the public in that, is it that we don't see eye to eye? Is it that we are not sensitized enough as the public by government when it comes to these programs? Because whenever Or is it because we have lost hope that when government programs come up, they're not implemented well? So as RCC, what are you doing to ensure that you sensitize the public and that the public get on board with some of these programs, ensuring that these street children are no longer on the streets?
Now, for example, if you know, because these are programs that are practical. These are projects that we do practically. We come on the streets, we are picking these kids. And you know it very well, it's because we don't want them to be there. We were taking them back home. And for you, you're very busy picking your money from your pocket and giving that to baby. Do I have to tell you that what you're doing is wrong? But there are people who don't know.
And what you are talking about in terms of punishment is according to the new ordinance of KCCA, where it clearly states that a person who aids these street children, either by way of giving them food or money, is liable to imprisonment or even a fine. But there are people who don't know about this, who in the goodness of their hearts
they don't
are just trying to be generous and help these
maybe
children.
That's why sometimes we are here, such that people get to know. Such that the public learns whatever we are talking about. Don't just watch and say, listen to what we are saying. Because these are the things that tomorrow when I get you, I'll say the other day was on Family TV. And Ugandans, if you hear of something that is useful to the neighbor, to everyone, please inform your neighbor. Tell people. And you also, the journalists, the TV, the presenters, if you're here, presenting once in a while, throw it to the public that please do not do this, because you know the public believes more in you. They feel you have no harm to them like us. So
that's what I'm saying. Why is it that we believe that government authorities are not to be trusted, and that shouldn't be the case?
That is just a belief. To me, I don't think it's true. It's just a belief. But we are Ugandans. We are part of you. Actually, we are serving you. So please come close to us, share with us all those challenges, because sometimes we don't know those things also. You're very busy running after a thief. Maybe someone is hitting a baby at home and the neighbor is there, is not even wishing to tell us. So please, I call upon the public, support our program, support whatever we are doing. It's good for us all, not only me. Yes, I know at some point some people are hurt, but we need this. We have no option. We need to serve our country as well.
But on tackling the issue of street children here in Kampala, yes, we can do our part as a public by ensuring we don't aid this business by giving money or food to these street children. But it seems like that is just curing the symptom rather than taking care of the bigger problem, which is the masters of this business. So what can KCCA and you as resident city commissioner and other relevant authorities do to curtail this business by fighting it at the head instead of at the bottom here, where we give them these street children money?
You know, now if I begin, I'm on air, if I begin telling them what we are going to do, they will run away. But I must tell you, we are handling, and some of them we have already gotten them, and some of them they're already in. We are following them right away from where they come from, because we know they have a team from Karamoja, Napak, and everywhere, and they also have a team here. We have those who shelter them. We have those who can pick them when we pick. You know, when you pick those kids and take them, some people go after them and bring them back. So I must tell you, we are in full control. But I will not tell you how we are doing it, because of course I will be letting them know, and they will run away from us. Those a few that are remaining in there. But we are working on it seriously.
And lastly on that issue, I find that the punishment given under the ordinance very interesting. Yes, imprisonment is there, but there's the other punishment of liability of 20 currency points, which is 40,000 shillings. Is that really something that is going to deter someone from helping out as a child who is on the street?
Now imagine how many people have you seen giving 40,000 for a street kid? for example.
No, you might not be able to give 40,000 to the street.
Now, and you imagine if you
but
give 10,000,
paying 40,000 as a fine might not really deter you, because
no.
for some people it might not be
no,
that
imagine
much.
you're giving in 1,000 shilling and they pick 40,000 from you, and they've inconvenienced you, they've gotten, that harassment of getting you, because it's not easy. You'll not just come and pick that person as if you're picking. By the time around after you to get you, put you inside, and we first charge you, the process is long, so only that will make people, I will not give you, people go. So, and of course you have to be lenient. We don't have to, we are not, it's just a cure, it's just a protection. It's not that, so I believe that is a bit enough. It's enough.
Definitely. And you spoke about a thief stealing, and it reminded me of the security situation here in Kampala. We have seen, according to a report from that was released by police, crime is especially some parts of crime are on the rise here in Kampala. And the question is, why is crime becoming a problem? We are seeing, like you said, a lot of border bees being involved in crime. We are seeing the robberies and break-ins. We are seeing people's phones being stolen. What is the cause of this, and how as a resident city commissioner, are you ensuring that our city is crime-free?
Do you know what they call neighborhood watch? Are we watching our neighborhood very well as Ugandans, as Kampala? When I sit here, I believe the whole Uganda is here in the city. So because what happens here, it's happening in Kampala, it's happening in Soroti, it's happening in Mbarara. So first of all, as public, what have we taken on? How are you supporting us? Because before us coming in, we must get information from you. But I should inform you that currently the situation for us, we know how we call it, it's calm, it's manageable. But of course there are those, we call it criminal, the snatching of phones, the house breakings. Of course, I must tell you, people think they are poor, but it's because it's their mindset. People don't want to work. People don't want
to work, or there's no opportunity.
Yeah, the opportunities are there.
Because of the high unemployment rate.
It's not. Are we all employed? Do you think the whole population is employed? Haven't you seen people moving up and down, trying to do this and that, all that to survive? It's only just, it's on a mindset. You need to be employed. How? So the snatching of the phones, the house breaking, I must tell you also, even us, the community, sometimes we take it for granted. We don't care. You come from home, you go, you're tired, after bathing, you just push your door like this and sleep, and you don't lock. Many cases we've received, but when you do the investigations, someone came back home but did not close the door. Okay? Someone saw a stranger within an area, and they are not bothered to say, at this time we've not seen this face around. What is this person doing here? Because it's not criminal. There's no any case. If you asked someone, you man, we've not seen you here before, what are you doing here? So may I always encourage Ugandans, be a defender of your neighbor. Be a protector of your neighbor. If you protect me, I protect you. So that means we would have secured our security all around. But of course, security agencies are working upon that. And I must tell you, when we get you, you're done.
Fire.
Fire, yes.
And but there's also the issue of some security officials impersonating members either of the LDU or of the army or of the police. This is becoming a big issue because, like you've said, these are security organs that we trust in, but in some circumstances people find themselves being victims of crime because there are criminals who are impersonating security organs.
And the good thing you said, they're impersonating. They're not the ones that it's not the security personnel's impersonating. Anyone can come and present at Family TV, finding ways of coming up. So when you get that person, that's why I'm saying we need a neighborhood watch. We need information. You know, someone is very busy in the village telling people, me, I'm an LD, in the one training, but you don't report. And some of you or some of these people are people from the, you know, that one is the son of sand, so he has never gone to any military training. And you keep quiet. How will they see me reporting a neighbor's son? So partly we are also to blame. We are also part of that insecurity. Those that are impersonating, when we get you, we work on you. Seriously, and I must warn you, the public, those who feel you're going to impersonate as security personnel, we have measures. We shall handle as the law says. If you say you're a security personnel, we shall take you to court martial, and then they'll hand you from there, because I think you admire to be part of them. So we shall manage you, but otherwise we are handling the situation as security.
Definitely. And something that you've mentioned, that security officials mention even here on issues at hand, because we always have police officers who come and they always talk about our role as a community when it comes to security. And so as our leader here in Kampala, what are some of the things that you can guide us on when it comes to ensuring that our community in Kampala is safe?
First of all, just like I began, neighborhood watch. If I mean neighbor, I'm not meaning the next
house.
No, I mean neighborhood. Who is around you, right away from your house, from the next door to the next village to the next parish, and all these levels. Have you taken interest of knowing who is this person? Who is this team that is in the village moving around pretending to be giving service, to be helping people? Be conscious. Let people be conscious. But sometimes we tend to not to mind. But at the end of the day, when it finishes your neighbor, the next day it's you. So members, I encourage you to be mindful of whatever you see, whatever you're not sure of, whatever you see, what could be this? Report. For us, we are there. Report. At least have community police posts. We shall, people fear. When I go, they will tell me to come and witness. You just come, give information and go. For us, we shall do our investigations, and then we shall see how we shall handle. But members of the public, be mindful. Have a neighborhood watch within yourself, such that we protect ourselves as we protect our country.
Definitely, and we continue to pray that the security situation is being tackled, and maybe as well as solving the problem of street children will help with the security situation here in Uganda and in Kampala, because we have there's cases in which these children have been involved in crime, and so it's very important that that is also handled, as well as us as members of the community here in Kampala, to ensure that we are vigilant about security, that we, like she has mentioned, we ensure that we know what's going on in our neighborhood. We don't just close our gates and be like, I'm in my gate, I'm safe, because one day, if you do not pay attention, that you can become a victim of crime. So we must ensure that we are vigilant in keeping security. We must ensure in being vigilant about the state of our city here in Kampala, for those of us who are city dwellers, but as well as those who may not be in Kampala or be working in Kampala, whether you're in Wakiso or whether in another district in the country. This also pertains to us. And the conversation here on Issues at Hand continues on the state of Kampala city, and we are having a very good conversation here with a leader, one of the great leaders of this city, and that's our resident city commissioner, Commissioner, Mrs. Amina Lukanga. And we, just before the break, we were talking about how we must be vigilant as members of Kampala to ensure that there's security in our communities, in our neighborhoods. And now we are going to enter into more detailed conversations about matters pertaining to Kampala City. Now, one of the matters is traders. Now, Kampala is a very busy city, and in fact, the center of Kampala is a central business district where a lot of trading happens. But we have seen there has been an enforcement on traders that has left some bruised, and we want to hear from you about why these traders are being mistreated and what this enforcement is for.
I must say sorry because I've witnessed sometimes, but still it's the human thing that I've been talking about before. These enforcement people that are on ground to come help us enforce these orders that we put across to help us work on our street, on our city, they are also human. They are brought up differently. They have their own thinking. So there were sometimes some of them, and I'm not saying all of them, some of them I must tell you they go astray, but we try to talk to them. And I informed KCC and the ED in particular, because it's the lead agency that they're implementing these orders, to see how we bring these young people that are carrying on these operations on our behalf. The way they handle our people, it's not pleasing at all. Because I've been informed, some fought with some people in this area there, and people were left with injuries, and we are going to handle them. I'm going to handle them because I've also received that complaint in the morning as I was coming. The affected people, we are very sorry, but please also try to comply. If you see these enforcement people come tell you leave this place, don't provoke them. Leave and then come and explain later. Maybe they also go astray sometimes, but we also have the good ones, and there are operations that are being put in place, and KCCA is in charge of that. And I call upon the lead agents as KCCA. ED has the team that is in charge of that. Me as a security personnel, I'm going to follow up, and we shall make sure, because those boys have tags on they have numbers, so we shall know which team was sent in this place and what happened there, which team was sent in this place, what happened there. And the public, do not keep quiet. Come to us, because you do not suffer there. You see these people, you fear them, you think they're beyond, above everything. But if you're mistreated, be bold enough. Let that person show you the ID. Let that person, you copy the number on the chest, such that when you complain, we shall be able to tell that you, Juma, you have done this so and so and so, and this is where the evidence. Therefore, I request the public, like I said, be vigilant, be mindful. Do not run away from things. People do wrong things when people mistreat you because they think you fear them. Respect them, but do not fear them. So work with them, work with us, be compliant, such that such programs are successful.
Fantastic. Now, the Bible in Jeremiah 29:11 says, God has a good plans for us, plans to prosper us, to give us a hope and a future. And we would like to think that our leaders in this nation have the same heart that God has for us. So, as our leader, as a resident city commissioner, what are your plans for Kampala and for us as well as for in Kampala City? What are some of the programs that you and government have in plan for us?
Of course, programs are there. There are very many, but we have a challenge that the public or people tend to politicize them. They think they are political. Yet they are economical programs. There are programs that are brought in good faith to see that we support our low-income earners. We support our people, though, because for us we believe those who are on ground, we know exactly what is happening. So recently we have a parish development model which people keep on claiming that they don't understand.
Exactly.
That they are not getting it. It's our baby. It's a new program. But in the villages there, it has already been rolled out. But in Kampala, because people are very busy, people are very adamant, they don't want to know sometimes. We call them to come and learn, come and grace the program. They'll keep on saying, area movement, area NRM, do not tell us. By the end of the day, the program is going on and the government is implementing it. So members, I'm urging you all, the public parish development model is for us. Actually, it's the best program because it's set from down. It's down, bottom to top. It's not like the other programs that were always brought up. Why you think it's the mayor, it's the town clerk to come down. This program is very good. It's set from the village, you know, the PDC, it's the Parish Development Committee. The committee is rated from the people, from the ground, your own people that you elected, that you voted for. So this program is built from them. And
but we have seen a lot of setbacks when it comes to the parish development model. We have seen some districts where people have been arrested for allegedly embezzling some of that money from the parish development model. We have also seen the issue of who are the beneficiaries of the parish development model, because the Uganda Bureau of Statistics came out to say that they are still collecting data on who the actual beneficiaries are. So do we stand a risk of rolling out a lot of money to the people who are not supposed to be the beneficiaries of this money?
Who is not supposed to be a beneficiary? We said it's for low income earners, the lowest person per household. Not you who is here already getting money from you personal. We are targeting. That's why actually this program, like I said, is set from the ground, because we know this parish chairperson with all his team, he knows within his parish, his village, who is the best beneficiary for this program. Just like we said, we give 1 million per household, 1 M per household. We are looking at these people who can have small businesses selling charcoal, selling chapati, small stalls, that when you give that person 1 million, you've given. Then going to someone who has a wholesale shop and you give 1 million, you've done nothing. So for Kampala, literally, it has not been so much rolled out because people have not yet got it, have not learned it very well. And if you always give money to people when they have not gotten the information very well, they'll end up eating the money. And I must tell you, those people that were arrested, they think that people in the villages don't know, so they take advantage of them. At some point, maybe they eat the money. I'm not sure. I can't guarantee it. It's just like it's alleged, but when they are proved, also they will be handled. In Kampala, by the Kampala, let me give you this secret. Wherever you hear any program, mostly us the poor, we call ourselves our poor. Umuntu wawansi, embrace this program. Make sure you run after it, learn, because at the end of the day, the money is given out. After being given out, those who put in their efforts, they get the money, and those who are good at talking, they end up not getting money. They say the program, government's program, they are not good for us, we are not benefiting. But when we brought this program, keep on saying that is someone's program, it's not ours. And normally it's brought about the leaders, because that is part of their responsibility. Go back on the ground, sensitize your people, because these programs are always put into councils. Then the councillors understand this program better. But because it's the political mind, they don't want to embrace it. And remember, these people voted you, they trust in you. Whatever you tell them, they think it's right. By the end of that day, you're making them lose out on the program. Make sure when it's a program for development, embrace it. When we go back for campaigns and politics, you can't politicize. But when it comes for people to be served, please serve your people. So parish development model is the program that we are still taking on. We are still sensitizing people, because we have come to realize it, people didn't have enough sensitization over it, just like how Myoga was. You know, people took Myoga for granted, saying it was a thank you. They branded it a thank you from Zay. It's only for NRM. And those who managed to keep up the momentum, they got money. And they have used it. I've seen files on my desk that want an ad and support, and I'm recommending them for extra, because for them they've known what to do. And then we also have NADS program, where we give chicks, we have popcorn machines, we give juice making machines, then we also give chips machines. Those ones go to our low people. I think we are doing well to support them. Then finally, we also have the presidential initiative on skilling the youth, the boys and the girls, because we've come to realize that those who go to have theory courses, you can't have your social work for 3 years and you come back and sit. Someone who went to a tech and has gone to carpentry is on his father's compound, is doing his carpentry and is gaining something. So our good president realized it and found it better to support the technical part, the skills part of it. And we are having it in Kampala. We have 9 centers where we have both girls and boys being trained in different skills. We have catering, we have weaving, we have hairdressing, we have knitting, carpentry, mechanical, plumbing, we have electro installation, I've gotten the 9th one, but we are doing it and we have it for 6 months. These young people are catered for, their welfare is catered for, and then after we give them a capital of 1 million and a toolbox for that specific skill that you took on. And I think this will change our people more, because even you come to realize that after COVID-19, as people were dying, but also young people were growing very fast. If you saw the kid, the girl, a boy who has just come from COVID-19, you think as if what happened. So those who are not able to go back to school due to different circumstances, either school fees, either think, all that, I encourage people to join that program.
How can they join
this program? It's not only, yes, I'm coming. It's not only in Kampala. Well, it began with Kampala, but we realized it was good for the whole country. And now we have hubs in different regions. And the hubs are on. They have already opened. People go in your regions. There are those hubs. And then here in Kampala, it's just your national ID and a recommendation for your LC1 letter. And I think 3 passport photos. You're good to register and go. First come, first serve.
Where do you register?
We have, like I said, we have 9 centers. We have one at Subway. We have Wabigalo Community Center. We have Resida Prison. We have Nankulabye. And then we have Chikoni. We have Mutundwe. We have Chigowa. We have Katanga, and also Nankulabe, I think. So we have 9, and one is being worked on at Chiswa. Yes.
And in closing, what is your final remark on the state of Kampala, and what would you like us as viewers to know about our city and what the government is doing for the city?
Lastly, I would request all people in Kampala, all in Uganda, be part of your country. Do not detach yourselves from your country, from your city. You're part of it. You know it better. You understand it best. Wherever you have any idea, share it with us, because it's good for us, for us all. We are not the best and the final ones, but we believe if we come together as one team, we can change our country, we can change positively, and we develop ourselves. We also think that, personally, may think teamwork is best. So wherever is in your sectors, whether markets, borders, taxis, traders in they call them the rich ones, because you also have challenges, please come. Our offices are very open for you. come, we work with us well. The security organs are for you. These are forces that are supposed to protect you with your properties. Not sit there, but then do not be corrupt. Finally, I encourage everyone at your level, whether at your home level, whether at your village level, in your workplaces, corruption is really killing our country. It's killing us, our morality, the encouragement that we have. Please try as much as possible. Just like be a neighborhood watch in security, also watch closely the corrupt people. This has made us to slow back with all the programs that we want. Corruption is not my best ally.
Definitely. Thank you so much. And you've heard it from Mrs. Amina Lukanga, the resident city commissioner here in Kampala. And she has told us that, well, we need to be unified. We need to be patriotic about our community, about our city, and especially about our country. And by the way, unity and community starts with a family. So let's be one family together as a family, as a community, and as a country, so that we can see our nation progress, and so that the greater capital city of Uganda can progress as well. Thank you for joining us today on Issues at Hand. We continue to tackle issues together, and we know that tomorrow we are going to, on Friday, we are going to tackle more issues as we continue to grow this great country together. Thank you for joining us. God richly bless you.